Well, that was a bit of a mindfuck. Both of these movies were pretty much mindfucks, if I'm being completely honest with you. But hey guys, welcome back to the Charming Analysis channel, and welcome back to our podcast and our Halloween Spectacular for this year. I'm Mari, and
I'm Jay.
And today we're going to be talking about I Saw a TV Glow and Killer Klowns from Outer Space. These are some movies we watched over the last 2 days that we're going to be talking about today. So do you want to talk about Killer Klowns from Outer Space first, or you want to talk about the one we just watched?
I guess we'll talk about the first one. Very uneventful. It's basically what the title says.
Basically, alien clowns came down from outer space. They're basically killing people. And honestly,
I should not add these movies, like self-aware movies, to the list anymore.
Why?
Because most of the time they're not good.
Well,
and they're boring. Like, I don't know.
Basically, in my opinion, Killer Klowns from Outer Space is basically the late 80s version of a mindfuck. Because it was very confusing of a movie. Like, first off, basically it's just clowns attacking people and killing people. It's basically it before it was a thing.
Except it was a thing before this. What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought it came out after. Never mind. But basically,
do your basic research before you say stuff.
I do my basic research. So basically, Killer Klowns from Outer Space. We
got recommended this movie, and I think this is one of the worst recommendations.
My friend basically recommended us this movie, and this was a movie that she grew up with. And I was not expecting this movie to go the way it was.
It's slow and boring as shit.
But basically the synopsis is, from what I'm looking up.
That's it. You just said the synopsis already.
I'm trying to...
That's what it basically is.
But yeah, it's
the title of the fucking movie.
Yeah. And something Jay pointed out while we were watching this was basically, this movie kind of looked like it was made like in like the 50s, even though this technically came out in the 90s. Kind of thing. Well, like before the 90s, like very late 80s, early 90s. And it kind of shows. I think it was produced by like 3 different people. I think all the brothers. So basically, they're created by 3 different people that are all related, all brothers.
Cool. I don't give a shit.
But what did you think of this movie?
It's fucking boring as sin. You're trying to be cute, but it's not cute. It's not cute. I didn't like it. It was so fucking slow and monotonous and everything, and trying to spoof things that weren't even funny. I don't get it. This is why I normally pick the fucking movies, because I don't want to watch boring shit like this. It's so monotonous, man. Yes, it was.
Stuff I will say about this movie.
And you keep saying you're gonna see it again, but you're never gonna see it again.
Can I finish what I was gonna say? You don't even let me finish my sentence.
Okay.
But like, here's my thing. I can see where people would be appealed to this, but personally for me, this was alright. It wasn't that good of a movie, to be honest. Like, there's not really a consistent plot. The actual clown designs, no offense to the people that made them, were butt ugly. And this was just an overall, like, just meh movie. This is basically, like, one of the most, like, meh movies I think I've seen in a while, which is kind of crazy. The only good stuff I liked about this was literally one of the cops, and Just the dynamic between Debbie, Mike, and her ex-boyfriend. That was literally the only stuff I liked about this movie, to be completely honest. The clowns are butt ugly. There was really no consistent plot. And I can see the appeal for the people that like this kind of stuff, but to me, it wasn't really that good. If you personally like this movie, good for you, but I definitely would not watch this again. I could see where people have the appeal for it, but not for me. Not for me, honestly. And I'm not trying to be mean about it, but this was definitely not for me.
I'll be mean about it. I'll give it a 2 out of 10.
Really?
Yes.
I would give it a 3.
How dare I waste my time with it?
Well, you don't have to be that mean about it. I would definitely give this a 2.5 out of 10. I would definitely not watch this again. Fun fact, this was supposed to have a sequel. So this movie came out in 1988. This was supposed to have a sequel, but because of licensing with MGM and the people that were then the producers of it, because this wasn't made by MGM, this was made by 3 brothers, and MGM had the rights to basically distribute it. I couldn't think of the word. And because of licensing issues and a bunch of other stuff, basically the sequel got canceled. So this is definitely one of those series that I'm glad it didn't get a sequel. And I'm sad to say that because normally I'm kind of more lenient with some stuff getting a sequel because sometimes it kind of expands the universe. But you don't really get a universe with this one. They basically just say, "Oh, we're gonna take over and put everybody in cotton candy cocoons," and that's really it. That's literally all this is. It was a big ass mindfuck. I will say this though. This is a movie that definitely deserves a remake because I feel like they could do so much better with the plot of this. Does it need a sequel? Gosh, no. But if you're gonna really do a sequel, you need to just reboot this whole thing and remake it because honestly, I feel like they could. This movie kind of feel like needs a remake, especially with how
you think everything needs a remake or sequel and it doesn't. How about just some shit sucks and needs to be done with?
Well, I understand that, but I'm just saying...
You don't need to do that. You don't need to go through the whole thing of oh, it might be better with it. No! You don't need to do that.
Do you think it just should stay in the past?
I am the pessimist of this situation. No!
Would you believe this got a 6.2 on IMDb?
No, I don't. I believe it should have gotten a fucking 0.6. Jesus Christ, I don't even hate it. I just was man, this fucking sucks, and I could be doing something else with my time, staring at the wall,
But yeah, definitely not the movie for me.
Yeah,
2.5 out of 10. I'm sorry to the people that like this movie, but I really don't have much to say about it, to be completely honest. I think it's mid. But I will say this. I feel like if they remade this movie, they would do so much better. This is a movie that could be done in today's day and age. God. But I'm just saying, if people want it to be better, they could just remake it.
Okay, but you already said that, and I don't care.
I know you don't care, honey. Get it. Anyway. You cute little booty who just needs some pets. Anyway, that's enough talk about Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Pretty much. So, I feel like you have more to say about the next movie, so we're going to go ahead with that. Not really. Really now? Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about...
I saw the TV Glow.
Which came out this year.
Can I talk about this for a minute?
Sure, that's fine. Go ahead.
It came out this year, and it was the big, this is the big, trans movie of the year. It was more of an allegory, really. There's an allegory thing, and people were, crying and shit. It made me feel very sad. Made me feel an emptiness that I constantly feel, but I feel sometimes because I suffer from clinical depression, and this gave me that exact feeling.
Of clinical depression?
Yeah, it gave me that exact feeling of clinical depression.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, plot is basically two kids watch this fucking show called the Pink Beret, what?
Pink Opaque.
Pink Opaque.
Pink Opaque.
Pink Opaque, and they watch it, and they get enthralled by it, and they one of them believes that they're the character from the show, and then the other one is a boy, and the character that he plays in the show is a girl, so the gender dysphoria continues from there. I just kind of felt like it was shot really, really pretty. I admire the set and the cinematography and the design of the shots and everything. That's just called cinematography, is a pretty term.
For pretty pictures.
But it's a slow build, and it is very, I think it's because the acting is so monotone, but it just kind of put me in a state of like a sadness, just a very
monotone,
very just trance sadness, and I couldn't really describe really anything that I liked or disliked about it. It just kind of put me in a trance that it was just, I had nothing going in, and I have nothing coming out. It just kind of is just sad. It just reminded me of me being sad, and I don't know. I can't judge a movie when it's just giving me this one blank emotion all the way through. Like, that's the thing. Normally I'm with boring as fuck movies, but with this, it just kind of left me feeling like, man, life kind of fucking sucks. The only thing I could describe that I actually took away from it is that sometimes when the dysphoria hits, it does feel like a little bit like you're watching your life like as a TV show, and you're kind of like not in the moment. You're just kind of letting time pass by, and I like that allegory of it. But that's how I felt kind of watching this, and it was just like, man, maybe it would have been better if I just told it through maybe it would have been a little bit more something if you like showed some more of like Justin Smith's character struggling through being like, you know, secretly a girl. But I could see kind of what it was trying to do, but again, it just kind of left me with like an emptiness feeling that I was just like, man, it kind of sucks. That's why I'm like this right now. I just am really, really like
in a lull,
and I'm tired, and I'm sad, and it's, yeah.
This is the most sad I think I've ever seen you, like sad, like depressed, I think I've ever seen you after watching a movie, if I'm being completely honest with you.
I mean, I was waiting to be more sad. At least if I was like crying, I would be more emotional, but I'm really
like, this is the first time you were like sad but not
really
crying.
Not. I liked the visuals of it. I don't think I'm gonna watch it again. I think it's too
depressing.
I think it's too slow for normal people to get into.
Because from what I looked at on Reddit, a lot of people were kind of mixed on this. Some people thought it was really good. Some people kind of thought it was boring.
Now you look at Reddit.
I was looking for explanations because for me,
I
didn't understand half of this movie.
If you use common sense, you wouldn't need ending explained move
Shush.
You wouldn't need
I
that.
sometimes like to do that to get a perspective on stuff.
I'm sure, but your own perspective is your unique way of saying this is how I see the world. I guess that's how I feel, which I don't think you feel. So it's kind of confusing to think, like, yeah, you will watch this movie, you will feel the exact same way I feel. I should stop thinking that, because then people are not going to know how it is. You only feel the way you want to feel. You feel the way in that moment how you feel in that moment. I cannot project my feelings onto you. So, that... stop using that. But yeah, that's all. That's it. That's all I have to say.
Don't rate the movie yet.
I'm not. Well, I can, but you're gonna trap yourself here for another 15 minutes going on and on about stuff. I feel like I don't know what else you have to say. You just sat there confused, like
I was confused for half of it, and then
just sat there like confused watching it, and I'm just like, I hope Jay is enjoying it.
Because, like, I knew kind of going into it that was about, like, a trans allegory kind of thing, but I feel like they made it too confusing to where I didn't really see that until after someone explained it to me. I don't know if I'm just fucking dumb, or I
think you might just be dumb. I saw it coming like a mile away.
Like, I could see some aspects of it to where that was, the theory, but some of it I couldn't really tell, like, at first. But I did think this was a very interesting movie. This was another mindfuck, honestly. I did like that we actually got to see the perspective of basically being gay and stuff in the 90s. I thought that was interesting.
I don't know. I think there's other stuff that's also gay in the 90s. There's plenty of gay 90s material.
I get that, but, like, you would think, like, with the whole thing going on with, like, Maddie, you would have thought, like, we would have gotten a little bit more explanation about what the fuck happened to her. Oh. So, but apparently not. Like, she just
felt like in a depressive lull. I just felt like a depressive lull.
Like, the parts where Owen was basically, like, throwing up TV static, that was fucking crazy. The craziest parts in this movie, in my opinion, was literally him throwing up TV static and the whole thing where he was cutting open his chest, and apparently there was the TV show.
I'll give my rating, because, like...
Do you just not want to hear me talk right now?
I mean... I'll give my rating so that I can leave this review up to you. Also, I gotta use the bathroom.
Hold on, just wait!
Why?
Last thing I'll say, and then we can end the review then. Good lord. But, I feel like if you're gonna go into this movie, you should at least know that this does have, like, LGBT themes in it. Otherwise, like, I feel like it would have been good to know about that, because when I saw the description for this, it didn't really say anything about that, so that's why I was, like, trying to understand it, kind of thing. But if you're looking for a mindfuck, this is definitely a mindfuck to watch and try and understand. I did think it was an interesting movie. Would I personally watch this again? Probably not. But to say that I actually watched it, I'm glad I did. It was just definitely a lot more depressing than I was anticipating. But yeah, that's really it. What do you give it out of 10?
Like a 4.5.
Really?
Yeah.
I
normally don't care about movies that make me feel like this.
Well, I get that, but like...
It just does not bring the good out of me, so...
I get that. But yeah, you give it a 4.5 out of 10. I honestly give it a 4.5 out of 10 as well. Like, I thought this was alright. I feel like they could have done a lot better with the themes. Minus the cinematography, which was really fucking pretty. But yeah, this one's I'm kind of indifferent about it. I think it's alright. But anyway, that's basically it. Sorry if this was a bit rambly. It's a bit late, but we wanted to talk about this and get this out there. But anyway, Thank y'all for watching, and as always, I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And we're out. Bye, guys.